Yep. Thank you.
You're welcome.
You want to show the camera what you just got served? She just got served sandwiches.
I still live with my mom, so it happens. On a plate with life. Santa's face on it too. Because it's December 1st.
Looking pretty good. What's up, guys? It's your boy RaeganBeast, maybe back with a better video this time. Today, I'm with my beautiful girlfriend, Miss Leela Brown.
Hi.
And we thought it would be so fun to film this video. I did a little questionnaire on my YouTube, like, community thing. And I asked you guys what video you would like to see from me, and I gave you an option, 3 options. I think one was a Minecraft video, one was talking about life in the industry, versus out of the industry, and then one was what it's like dating a trans guy with my girlfriend. And a lot of you guys picked both this one and the industry one, so we thought we'd knock it out and film this one for you guys because I'm thinking that I'll probably get Justin Blake to film the industry one with me, so everyone just go spam him and ask him. So yeah, let's just get started. I haven't really told her like what to talk about yet, but I figured we just go through and kind of talk about some stereotypical things, some things that people might think are stereotypical but are completely off, and just like the actual reality of dating a trans man and that's like, pros and cons. So I do have a list. I'll show you and then you can start talking.
Okay.
Okay. Obviously, stereotypical wise, I'm not gonna put any of this in, but stereotypical wise, people talk a lot about the emotional side effects of a trans man. Is he aggressive? Is he over emotional? What is that like?
Well, it's kind of hard for me personally because you're kind of like my first relationship, like my first serious one. I've obviously like talked to other like guys before, you know, before us. And they were cis, so it was a little different. But yeah, I guess there is a little bit of a difference, but
between the emotional.
but yeah, between the emotional side, I think you're more like not so aggressive. Which I personally like that about you. I like that you're a little more emotional and that you can like tell me how you're feeling and stuff. But I do feel like that there is a little bit of a difference there.
Yeah, and I think that talking stereotypical wise, that's a very honest stereotypical thing put on us trans men. I think it is honest. We are emotional. It's just the hormones. People say getting on testosterone can take that away and make you more aggressive. But I think it's very true that we open our feelings a little bit more because we have the hormone and the emotional side that it allows that to happen for us, unlike cisgender men with all that testosterone that blocks those feelings from happening. So that's just honest facts. Yeah. They also want to talk about what it's like dating somebody that has to be on medication like testosterone.
Okay. Well, it's kind of a little stressful. Makes things a little more fun. You know, obviously it's something that, you know, your significant other is on for life, and it's kind of hard for him because he's got ADD, so he kind of forgets sometimes.
I gotta set my alarms.
Yeah, and sometimes even the alarms will go off and he won't do it because he just doesn't want to do it because he's like, I don't want to put the needle in today. And,
I don't want to do it today.
You know, all this stuff. So I do have to, you know, tell him, you know, hey, get on it, and you know,
you want me to do it for you?
Yeah, like
you know?
like sometimes I'm like, come on, you want me to do it, and so yeah, I mean, it is a little bit of a scary situation because of everything we've been through with the COVID and not being able to get your everything you need, and you having to be on it for life. That's not right. I mean, Jesus.
I think it's kind of like, you know, if you were dating somebody who had diabetes, something that you genuinely have to live with forever and something that you have to adapt to and take your medicine and watch your body and make sure you're healthy, you know, and that you're doing everything that you need. Obviously, testosterone is very different from diabetes. It's nothing like it, but I was just using that in a phrase of somebody that has to check their blood, take their medication forever.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's definitely... I guess some hardships I wanted to get into this. I think one of the biggest things, you being a cis woman, not trans, dating a trans man, how a lot of people seem to get involved and assume your sexuality, that you're a lesbian or that you're bisexual or that you're trans yourself.
Right.
And I think it's really funny. It just like, as soon as people hear you're dating a trans person, it's like, you just can't be like not trans or not, you know.
Yeah.
And I think you can go into depth about how I don't think, like, it's very different. Like, you don't just get into a relationship with a trans man liking girls.
Right.
Like, if you're a lesbian, you're not gonna date a trans man. That's just not, because you're not going.
Unless you're like messed up in the head.
Unless you really like men. Like,
yeah,
I don't.
Like,
and people say like, oh, what about bisexuals? The thing with bisexuals is, I think it's very different, because I don't think it comes down to like fetishizing. Like, a bisexual person doesn't want both a girl and a boy in the same body. I don't think.
Right.
I think they like boys and they like girls.
Right. And they'll have like two different relationships.
Yeah, they don't
like,
want fucking all in.
Yeah.
I don't think that's how it is. I think that's when it comes down to people genuinely fetishizing and having that kink. And there are those group of people. But yeah, you can go into detail and just kind of talk about situations you've been in where people have maybe said that to you and you've had to be like, that's not the case, or...
Well, the funny thing is even before, like, we started dating, I would always get that, like, are you trans? You look trans, and all this stuff. And the only reason I would get that is because I'm a tall person, and I'm, like, big. Like, I'm, like, strong. Like, I'm not, like, some little, like, tiny thing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so... people would always assume, like, oh, are you trans?
Just because, like, your body type.
Right. And that's kind of messed up. But, and then, obviously, once I started dating Raegan, it was like, well, she has to be trans if she looks like that, and all this stuff, and she's doing that, and, I mean, yeah. And I already know, like, people who don't say that stuff, and they, like, look at me, and, like, people who don't say stuff... Yeah, I know what y'all are thinking behind closed doors. That's fine. But yeah,
I think it's a serious thing. I think people really like tend to think if that's a stereotypical thing that's not true. It's like, you think if like somebody's in a relationship with a trans person, they have to like be some sort of way. Like,
yeah, or they have to be in the LGBTQ community.
It's like
all this stuff. Like,
it's like, no, like, he looks like a guy, he acts like a guy. And walks, talks, looks, everything is a man about him. So how could I be a lesbian?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely got a lot of, like, questions as well. Like, oh, are you lesbian now? And all this stuff. Like, when we kind of first came out. And I'm like, I don't think you really understand. You have not done your research, or I just blind.
It's just like, people just don't really think about like the obvious answer of the fact that it's like, that's just not how that works.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
People want to talk about the hardship of dysphoria. Have you had to deal with that? Have you had to adapt to that? Obviously. You know, so I guess talking about that, like, you've obviously helped me out with situations where I've been very dysphoric, and you've had to be like, calm me down, sit me down, and say, you're amazing and you're perfect, and you know.
I mean, I think everyone kind of goes through it differently, obviously. And when it happens, and you kind of just have to go through it, and it sucks. But I feel like with you go like up and down. Like, sometimes you'll be like, you know, like, I'm not feeling good, like, you know, and then you'll be like, well, I'm, you know, and then another day you're like, oh, I'm fine. I'm
feeling great.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
So it just kind of like, it depends on the day. And I don't mind it, to be honest. I'm always here for you. And it's obviously something I've never dealt with before. And it's new to me, and it's kind of interesting, obviously, and
yeah. I think in
something
relation,
I'm learning about, yeah.
I think in relation to, like, you know, kind of comparing the fact that it's not that different being with a trans man, it's like being with somebody who in general might just have body dysmorphia. People who just don't like their body, and people who are insecure about their body. That you might be in a relationship with somebody who has very, very bad body dysmorphia and just hates themselves, and you have to constantly remind them that you think that they're beautiful and that you don't see them that way. And you know, so I know that that happens on regular straight cis couple relationships. That can happen even if you're not dating a trans person, you know.
Everyone has their own problems. I mean, like anxiety wise, like I have bad anxiety, so I mean, you know, I mean, you help me out, like it's kind of just back and forth. So
I guess like something that people wanted to talk about was people not accepting our relationship, but luckily we haven't really been in a situation where somebody's been like, oh, I don't accept that you're dating a trans person, right?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, like, we've never been in a situation like that, and if it is anyone that is like that, they're a stranger, and they immediately become a stranger. So...
She said it!
Yeah, that's kind of point blank, period.
Yeah. Now talking about a sense of, like, things aren't very different from me versus cis men. Like, in general, I'm a boy. I have my moments. It's not very different.
Yeah.
People want to know, you know, the details and the in of what it's like doing stuff with me, but in reality, it's not different.
Okay, we can't put that in there.
You don't want to
put that in there. No one wants to know.
Everyone wants to know.
Okay. But,
I mean, people just always think like everything is so different. People think like when you're dating a trans person, it's like you're dating an alien, and it's like
it's not though. It's just, to be honest, it has its things that kind of happen behind closed doors that are like, you know, you need to like help your significant other with, and like things you guys need to work on, and things you need to like personally understand and get on the same level of like understanding.
And that's every relationship, and that could be anything. That could be a number of things, you know. And so yeah, I think to close off the video, just saying it's not much different.
No,
except
it's not.
Except for that there's pros and there's cons.
Yeah.
You know. And that's with every relationship, with every individual, so.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, like, I don't know, you game, you don't really, like, you know, I don't think you game, like, as much as, like...
I'm not, like, on Call of Duty, like, cussing people out.
Yeah, I don't know, like, that's just so weird to me.
Like I play Minecraft, like, that's the difference.
Right, like, that's kind of, like, a difference. Like, that's just... He's not the one to get on there and be like, yo, like, what you doing, homie? Like, I don't know. Like, he'll call Cliff and be like, you want to get in and play on this river in the boat, Minecraft, and build a little spaceship, like, in a mansion? Like, I don't know, you know? That's, like, really it, so.
Yeah, I think it comes down to, you know, I've talked to people about this, too. Like, on my live, I was talking about, people were like, with the testosterone and everything, doesn't it make you feel like that, though? Doesn't it make you feel aggressive and extra? And I'm like, you know, I'm really trying to learn that I don't think that hormones have to change you. I think that, yes, they're strong. I think that your body tells you what it needs versus what it wants, and it goes through all ups and downs, but I've learned to be really patient, I think, with this testosterone. I've gotten angry, and I've lost my temper, and I've told myself, hey, it's the testosterone, dude, you're not mad. Like, your testosterone is making you feel some type of way, let it go. And I've really, like, balanced it out. And so, you know, I guess it just depends. Like, you really have to work on yourself. That's anybody. Any boy going through puberty, any girl going through puberty. She goes through her moments. I gotta calm her down. She gets aggressive. Sometimes.
A little more aggressive than he does, even.
But, yeah, that's just it. I think that's the end of the video, too. I mean, I think that's all the questions people kind of asked for you. If you guys have any more questions for Leela, feel free to ask them. She'll answer them. You guys can always go DM her and get all the juicy secrets out of her. Hey, what's this like?
Yeah, I don't really have any friends, so you can do that.
Yeah, hit her up in the DMs. And you guys can always leave your comments down below, of course. I read all of the comments, don't I?
Yeah.
Especially my first commenters. I'm on my YouTube video. As soon as I post it, I'm on my YouTube video. Like, who's the first commenter?
No, we always go down the comments, like, every time.
So, please, leave a good comment. Share a story, anything. Just type something. I want to hear from you.
There's even that one guy that goes on there every time.
The Lees, the Lee brothers, yo. They be coming on my. You guys see them in the comments. Let me know if you guys see the Lee brothers in my comments. I think that's their last names are Lee, and they come on and they say very mean things to me all the time. But they're always my first commenters. So shout out to you, the Lee brothers.
Yeah, we kind of like them for some reason.
I like them.
They're okay.
They're like mean, but I have a connection.
We just know they're going through a hard time, so we're supporting them like virtually.
Alright guys, that's the end of this video. I hope you guys liked. If you did, make sure to subscribe, make sure to like this video, and of course leave a comment like we just said. And turn on the notification bell because I make a video a week. I'm trying to bust out 2, so if you're active enough, maybe I will.
If you're active. Dang. But if not, you ain't getting a video. So you better like it.
Goodbye, guys. We love you so much. Give a good kiss and a tap to the camera.